Beerzerker! Alright, that was sheep music. Because we got the black sheep here from England. So this is Masham Yorkshire England. Yorkshire. Black sheep ale. So this is crisp, dry, and bittersweet. And I do apologize to the brewery because I got this a little bit too cold. So I know they don't appreciate me reviewing this on the same terms as near frozen and that piss. But sorry, I forgot about it in the freezer for a little bit. Oh, look at that. Nice. I'm typically a pretty big fan of the English beer styles. That's a nice mellow type head on there. It's also an amber, pretty laid back. I'm getting a little bit of a like a melony, fruity taste out of it. But it's very easy drinking, very mellow. You know, and I don't see it like an E.S.B or anything. It's got that bitterness like an E.S.B a little bit, and it's got a great head on it. Like, wow, very fine, super fine bubbles on there, just like shaving cream. Typical low carb ale type thing going on, and it's extremely just wet. You know, I mean, like it's like really nice soft water on the palate with a nice light malty amber colored beer flavor going on and a nice little bitterness in the finish. It's pretty subdued, but it's nice and well balanced, and it's very smooth, clean, and refreshing. Yeah, it's just got kind of a little bit of a very subtle malt extravaganza, and I think if this warmed up, you'd be picking that up. Everything would just be a little bit heavier, right? So it says to serve cool, and I just forgot it in the freezer for, well, probably 20 minutes too long or something. But so it's nice and cool, but it's still good like this. And I think it would be good if you had it warmer for damn sure. But you just gotta love the head on these styles of beer. Like, it's just so fine. It's like shaving cream and laces well. Excellent mouthfeel. It's got the nice dryness to it. It's very watery, like soft water, very clean tasting. A little bit, like you're getting the malt, a little bit of slight maltiness, kind of like a blonde Scottish kind of like pulling out a little bit of that buttery type shortbread maltness a little bit. But it's typically tasting like an amber, which is what it is, right? Kind of a tobacco-y amber. Well, I don't see this anything like an E.S.B though. It is a bit. It's like got his feet wet in that category a little bit, but it's definitely a lot better than that for me, in my opinion. I don't like that style all that much, so it's got a little bit of that citrus edge on the very back, but not nearly as much citrus as in that style, and it's just much cleaner. Like an E.S.B is so much more dirty. Like it tastes like an ashtray, which is nice, and I do recommend drinking that style warm. Not warm, but like at a cellar temperature. Damn. This is really good stuff. As for a rate, I don't know. I have to give them extra props on a very refreshing ale that has a slight bit of maltiness to it. That's really really pleasant. This would be great on a hot day. You typically don't think about drinking your slightly darker English style beers on a hot day, but this would be fabulous to have outside at a barbecue around a bonfire or something. Yeah, it's warming up in the glass actually, and it's really really starting to come alive now. I'm picking up a lot more bitterness. It's really starting to come through, and of course you're going to get more of the malty type flavor. So I'm going to try and warm up here with my hand a little bit and see what happens. It's amazing how much beer can change just on the course of just getting through the glass, of it warming up and degassing a little bit. Stir it up a little bit. I bet you just warming up with my hand here, this beer is going to change quite a bit. Yeah, just picking up a little more of the shortbread type malty characteristics. Of course, crazy ass lacing here. Pretty good for, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's great if you're like in the market for something like similar to an E.S.B but just lighter, just just down and a little bit more normal. We'll say a little bit more typical. But yeah, I got that at Everything Wine and More, so that outlet carries it. If you're Lethbridge, Edmonton, Vancouver, Victoria. Anyway, as for rate, I quite enjoyed that. It was a little bit lighter. Some people may be after a beer that's a bit heavier, but as for beer, as a rate, burping of citrus, very light, English style citrus flavors here. Uh, that's a really good beer. And I would give it that's a 9.5, 9.75 out of 11 any day, maybe even more. You might think there's nothing wrong with it. You might think that's perfect. I think yeah, it's anywhere between 9.75 and up, depending on your personal preferences. But that's a damn solid beer from England. Beerzerker, and I'm out.